The sail's gone. Yep, they're definitely planning an attack for me. Do you know what? There's this thing called reverse engineering that I've been thinking more and more about. Oh well, think about this later.
Back from the dead.
Hey yo pretty people, welcome back to Fullstack, my name is Galore, and today I have a question for you. That's right, I really do have a question for you. Right now, don't be shy, pull out your keyboard, start typing in the comments. Tell me, I'll give you even some time to do it. What is your personal proudest achievement in Minecraft? What is your proudest build in Minecraft? What's a thing that really makes you tick whenever you look at it? Like some kinda build on some kind of thing that makes you insanely happy whenever you look at it. The reason I'm asking it right now is because for me it just might be this place. It just might be this base over here. And the thing is that I absolutely love it. I absolutely love every block of this base, of this mountain with a giant frozen gust in it, with a giant, like, I absolutely love Fullstack Season 2. And mostly because of what I have built here. This is something, I feel like this is something I always wanted. And what's absolutely ridiculous to me personally is that it isn't even my biggest project. Really, it is not. This right here is nothing. If I knew what I was doing, I would be able to build it in one day. No kidding. I mean, half of it was built overnight. So, this is why I'm asking. Like, I just want to compare my own my own proudest moment to your proudest moment. But be wary, my friends, because right now I have one more trick up my sleeve. And the trick is the fact that this right here is not yet finished. Alright guys, I think it's time we expand. And expanding around here is a bit tricky because this swamp is too tiny for any more buildings. If I build anything else, like I attempted to build something around there, and you see that the build ended up being really small, really tiny, simply because if it was bigger it would obstruct the view of the mountain. So what I decided to do instead, I decided to expand. I decided to go over and make my town bigger, make it into a proper city with actual theme, with actual buildings, with actual like branding stuff. So this is what I present to you today. This right here is the first building of the new era of this town. Now, this building is not purely decorative. It's supposed to be the mechanic guild. Yeah, you can't even tell because it's so mechanic-y. I will probably add some kind of redstone parts to it eventually when I come up with them, and I really want to have something on its roof, but it's not time yet. Right now I have a bigger problem with having a bigger town, and that is, if you have a town, you have to feed it. Yep, you have some kinda, you have to need some kind of way of feeding all the presumable people, like imaginary people that you have in your town. And that is a problem that we will solve today by adding the second building to this district. Yay! I know what you're thinking. Don't you already have a giant farm with bone meal and all that kind of stuff underground? And the answer is yes, I do have it. I'm also lazy as all hell, and I don't feel like AFK next to it. So instead, what we want to build is we want to go catch some villagers, put them into a cage with potatoes, and tell them to farm those potatoes. Perfect plan all around. Got your helmet on? Alright, let's roll. Okay, now I'm not naive enough to think that you guys never saw this kind of farm done in Minecraft. I mean, there's one villager that comes around picking up crops. It should be a brown coat, a farmer or a fisherman. Then he will drop what he gathered to another guy. Oh crap, I need another villager. back to grinding. I know that I will not be using all the potential of the villager with this small of a farm. And I know that I don't yet have a second villager, but I'm getting hungry and I'm running out of potatoes. So there you go. Start farming this stuff, okay? Just go ahead. I'm waiting. Come on. Копай картошку, говнюк носатый! Alright, so in theory, this should actually work. I say in theory, but previous season I actually experienced it working. And I have video freaking evidence of this guy right here actually harvesting the crops. Come on, do it. Do it for the camera, do it for the peoples. He doesn't want to do it. But the thing is that I've been monitoring the activity around here for like, what, an hour now, and this guy didn't replant any of the crops. He didn't harvest any of the crops. All the ones that are grown here were ones that I specially force growth for him, and he completely ignores them. No idea why. He does replant though if you ruin his crops. Check this out. There, replanted. You cheeky bastard! Well, this guy is not doing what he's supposed to do. Even though I have literally video evidence of him doing it already. Weird stuff, I tells you. But, however, I have no time to wait for him to actually start doing his job. No, sorry. I actually have a freaking town to build. Which is why I went ahead and actually built a building around the guy. That's right, guys. Even though the food supply is not yet ready, we're building a building. Yes, a house. For what's gonna be in there. And what's gonna be in there is actually a tavern for people who just came to the town for the first time to rest, get some food, get some rest, maybe wash their feetsies or something, and basically get all relaxed and rejuvenated after a long road through the nether. So yeah, that's what I expect, that's what I want this thing to be, and that's what it's gonna be. I especially like how it actually turned out. I mean, just visually, it kinda looks medievalish, but not really medievalish, because it's too bright and it's a bit into Renaissance and it's too clear for being medievalish, and it actually does not clash with this kind of style of building, even though the roofs are exactly the other way around. Like, those roofs are a bit more pointed than those are, and those actually have framing made out of cobblestone, while those don't. But anyway, I feel like this would fit. I feel like this would be perfect for our tavern. So let me finish up the walls. Let me just, I mean, you already seen all of this. I don't have to build it on camera, especially because I basically suck at building on camera, as you can clearly see. And yeah, I'll be right back. And just like that, the tavern in its entirety is done. Well, not really in its entirety, I mean, just the outer shell of it, but you get the point. I mean, those buildings all over the place, they are supposed to be kinda, you know, purely decorative. But, however, this one will actually serve a purpose, and this purpose is actually in its, what's it, attic, ceiling, what's this part of the town? Basement, yes, in the basement. And in the basement, as you already know, there's a villager farm, a villager potato farm, potato villager powered farm, that's what it is. So yeah, the building itself looks kinda alrighty, kinda, well, it actually looks really great for something that I absolutely winged. And spoiler alert, this is me absolutely winging it. I did not have an exact plan for this building when I started. But now that I look at it, especially at this particular part of it, like the balcony and the entrance on the other side. I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it, and I like how it looks next to the other one, and I like how it basically is a great start for the new district. Yep, those two buildings are really great as a start for something bigger and better. You know what, let's actually go to this part of the town, to the older part of the town, to the mining district, and well, to the cemetery district. That's how I decided to call it, and look at it from afar. Yep. This has that feel of a bigger, more cleaner town. More cleaner is not a word, but yeah, a bigger, more clean town than this side of it. Now, one thing that I'm really bad at is, of course, interiors, and especially here, as the ceiling has to be quite high to not interfere with the architecture. The tavern itself, like a tavern, what does it have to have? It has to have food, so I need some kind of place, probably an attic, where I will be storing all the foods, but also a place like that. Well, in fact, you know what, in a tavern all the food is stored in the basement, you know, if you actually think about it. And in the basement of this tavern we have, yeah, this bald guy not doing his job properly. I'm blaming it on a spigot. But I already saw him harvest the freaking crops. No idea why he stopped doing this. I mean, even if his inventory is full, he shouldn't stop putting the crops down. Okay, let's forget about it for a moment. Where was I? Oh yes, the interiors and the tavern as it is. Here's a checklist for a proper tavern, okay? You need to have a place for a traveler to stay, at the very least one room, where a person can go and where a person can rest after a long way, a long road. Then, second, you have to have food in the tavern, and you have to have drinks in the tavern, and you probably have to have some kind of keeper for the tavern. One thing that I'm concerned of is I don't know if the tavern's keeper has to actually live inside of it, which will probably mean that I have to have another room in the place. Now, of course, in the medieval time, the tavern owner probably lived in the place too, simply because why have two houses if you can have one house and have it as a tavern? So, okay, what I think I should do here is, first of all, I will put the ceiling. Second of all, I will board this part off and make this into a pretty luxurious room, if I do say so myself. I mean, freaking look at this! It's so big. It can have all kinds of stuff in it. There's so much room for activity. And then second thing that I will do is I will board off this place. And this is where the barman, or maybe, I don't know, basically the person who runs the place will be. So this is the place where the person who runs the place is. This is where a couple of tables will go, and this is where there's gonna be a room for travelers to rest in. Sounds like a plan? Awesome, let's do this. Alrighty, so things changed a bit around here. As you can clearly see, I put in the counter from which our tavern owner will probably distribute drinks and foods, and I also put some like slabs that are supposed to be tables but really don't really look like ones. But more importantly, I figured out this is my room, my very own room. Well, not my very own. It's just a room in a tavern that some traveler will probably decide to stay the night in case he arrives at night or something. And you know what? Now that I think about, yeah, you know what? Until I built my own house, let's just say that this is gonna be my room. I decided, like right now, absolutely for no reason. It's just right now I live inside of a ghast. That's where I sleep. My grave does not yet have a bedroom. So from now on, this shall be my very own bedroom. I shall customize it and put it in and put some little dresses all around it. Yes. But anyway, guys, that's gonna be it for today's episode. Thank you everybody so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please do leave a like under the video, and please do subscribe if you unsubscribed yet. But this has been ZloXP, and this has been Fullstack. See you next time, everybody. Good night. To be continued.